We are taught the idea that we should give, share, and prioritize generosity over our personal interests. But does anyone warn us about the dangers of being excessively kind and compassionate? We live in a world where we don't always receive what we give, as it's filled with generous people who witness how they empty themselves both financially and energetically through indiscriminate donations. Can excessive generosity even put our lives in danger? Be surprised by the unexpected negative effects that kindness can bring to you. Today, I will reveal the 8 things that happen to you for being too good and present, 4 Stoic strategies to prevent people from taking advantage of you. Without further ado, let's move on to number 1. 1. You will have unrealistic expectations of people. The Stoics emphasize the need to accept circumstances as they are, and not base our happiness on the actions of others. By giving without expecting much in return, you avoid disappointment and practice emotional detachment, leading to greater peace of mind. It's challenging for us to be completely altruistic in our generosity, consciously or unconsciously. When we give our all, we expect others to do the same when we need something important. However, you've conditioned people to have everything done for them, and they will come to take it for granted that you can handle everything, both in their lives and yours, especially in yours, because otherwise why would you take on others' responsibilities? The truth is that your expectations of reciprocity will not be met, and what will happen to you is that you will become moody, tired, frustrated, and disappointed. However, if we approach this with detachment, people are not failing you. They are doing what you should also do, taking care of their own responsibilities. 2. People will only expect you to give. According to the Stoics, it's important to remember that true value comes from acting in accordance with virtue and reason, not just meeting others' expectations. Practicing moderation and giving in a balanced way allows you to maintain control over your own actions and avoid falling into habits that drain your emotional well-being. You've heard your whole life that humans are creatures of habit, never better defined. Humans are programmed to adapt to a routine, a lifestyle, and a symphony of things happening around them. This tendency toward adaptation is precisely where the concept of a comfort zone comes from. This means that if you get used to giving all the time, the beneficiaries of your generosity will expect you to give them something all the time, which means you will lead people into their respective comfort zones, and they will stop doing many of their obligations because you will be there to do them. The problem you will face in this case is not valuing yourself, because if you don't value yourself, it is highly unlikely that someone will look into your eyes and tell you to think more about yourself. At least don't expect that kind of empathetic act from the people you help, because they will cling to their personal Robin Hood, and that would come at a high cost to their lives. 3. Your priorities will be trampled upon. The Stoics emphasize the importance of living in accordance with reason and virtue. Setting boundaries and prioritizing our own responsibilities is essential to maintaining balance and avoiding sacrificing our authenticity and well-being for others. If you are giving everything you have to other people's priorities, you may find yourself running away from something within you that causes you pain and fear. What emotions do you feel when you spend the weekend alone or come home every day, knowing that no one is waiting for you? If the cause of such diversity is the desire to escape from yourself, the blow will be double, because on the one hand, sooner or later, you will meet your inner self, while on the other hand, your bad mood will grow as you start neglecting your own priorities to meet those of others. Taking care of yourself is a fundamental factor in achieving well-being. Before providing comfort to others, you must ensure that you feel satisfied, pampered, and well cared for yourself. That is, never give someone a chocolate without enjoying one yourself first, just as you should not offer to clean a friend's house without first making yours spotless and enjoying a good movie while sipping a glass of wine. You come first, then the rest of the world. 4. You will be seen as weak and treated as such. Stoicism encourages us to cultivate inner strength and self-control. Setting boundaries and practicing self-discipline, we can show others that we are committed to our own responsibilities and values, earning their respect instead of being perceived as weak. If you are helping too much over time, You may be seen as an authority figure in the area where you collaborate with others. You may give exactly the opposite impression because when you don't set boundaries, people start to see you as weak, just like the antagonist of a leader. So much so that they will turn to you to unload their responsibilities, knowing that there is no risk of you saying no. On the contrary, from the moment you start using that magic word, they will begin to feel something for you that they never thought they would feel: respect. 5. You will attract only takers, not givers. Through Stoic discernment, we can cultivate authentic and mutually beneficial relationships. People who come into our lives do so in response to the vibrations of our energy. If we vibrate low, we attract negative, pessimistic people with dark spirits and non-benevolent intentions. On the other hand, when our vibrations are high, we attract people full of positive energy, generosity, enthusiasm, hard work, and joy. That's why when we give indiscriminately, we lose so much energy that we start vibrating at a low frequency, causing needy people to be attracted to us, and even opportunists who have no intention, let alone the resources to help, come only to extract everything they can from us and then disappear, so they don't even have to bother saying thank you. 6. You may end up falling into dependency. Stoics promoted moderation and self-control. Practicing self-discipline and generosity helps us avoid addictive patterns and allows us to maintain a healthy relationship with our actions and decisions. When scarcity becomes part of our daily lives, the need increases, and this is the best situation to fall into dependency. So one day, someone close to you may realize that you are drinking too much, not necessarily mineral water, or that you are eating too much or even gambling too much. Pay close attention to what someone who cares about you may say, because your initial reaction may be anger and shouting that you have no problems. But this is the typical reaction of people who are so immersed in their own problem that they are unable to recognize that they have one. 7. You will raise suspicions. Stoicism encourages us to act virtuously, regardless of how others may perceive us. By focusing on living in harmony with our principles and values, we build a genuine reputation, resistant to unfounded suspicions. As much as we would like things to be different, the truth is that truly kind people are not abundant in this world. Therefore, if you are one of them, you will raise suspicions instead of admiration and gratitude. It won't take long for you to display your kindness for people to start wondering what's going on with you and what hidden intentions you have and don't reveal to anyone. This means you have found a group of suspicious people, not necessarily, but they are more likely to be realistic. Most overly solicitous people tend to hide intentions so dark that it is better to stay away from them and give up the help they want to offer. Now, let's move on to the strategies to prevent people from taking advantage of you. Strategy number 1. Listen to your feelings. They are speaking to you. Based on the Stoic idea of self-awareness, pay attention to your emotions and feelings. The Stoics believed in the importance of self-reflection to understand your reactions and needs. By listening to your feelings, you can identify if you are giving excessively and emotionally draining yourself, allowing you to adjust your focus and find a healthy balance. How do you feel when you help others? Thinking about yourself and prioritizing others is such a selfless act that practicing it should make you feel like you're walking on clouds. So, if you feel overwhelmed, drained of energy, angry, or used, it's time to listen to your feelings. If something for which you have no obligation causes so much discomfort, you need to be honest with yourself to discover how the help you are providing affects your well-being. Strategy number 2. Lose the fear of the word no. Following the Stoic teachings, recognize that your time and energy are valuable and should be consciously and evenly allocated. Saying no in situations where you feel overwhelmed or when the request is unfair is a way to exercise self-control. Although the word no is associated with negative behavior and pessimism, it is normal for us to struggle to say it. However, negativity is what will become of our lives if we do not develop the ability to say this word when someone demands more from us than we can give. Practice in front of the mirror and convince yourself that it is the only way to regain your freedom and avoid unnecessary and potential risks. Strategy number 3. Set aside time and space for yourself and respect them. Following the Stoic principles of self-discipline and self-respect, it is essential to set aside time and space to take care of yourself. Do what you enjoy doing. Practice yoga, draw, listen to music while sipping tea, whatever motivates you. Finish your obligations as quickly as possible so you can practice this very seriously, both daily and weekly. So, if someone asks for your help during this time, they must be very respectful and cooperative with yourself, not with the person. So, without remorse, say no and enjoy this time and space only for yourself. Strategy number 4. Identify energy vampires and distance yourself from them. Following the Stoic principles of self-discipline and discernment, it is important to recognize which relationships benefit you and which may emotionally drain you. By distancing yourself from people who constantly drain your energy and do not contribute positively, you are taking care of your own well-being and applying Stoic self-control in your relationships. If you are trying to help an energy vampire, you should know that it will not work. These people overwhelm you with their complaints, their pains, and their catastrophic view of life. Forget about helping them. They do not want to solve their problems because then they would have to stop complaining. That's something they wouldn't tolerate. In conclusion, according to Stoic wisdom in life, the best measure for things is always the middle ground, and generosity is no exception. If we give too little, we are seen as selfish and greedy, while if we give in excess, we end up completely drained of energy, time, and likely money as well. So, lean towards shades of gray, which are still the preferred tones when it comes to finding a balance between prioritizing others and ourselves. And when in doubt, always remember the magic word, no, especially if someone is offering to take you home through the car window. We have come to the end of this journey, and I sincerely hope that these tips are of great use to you. Don't forget that you are a crucial part of this channel, so if this video helped you, made you think, or taught you something, give it a like so that more people can discover the powers of Stoic wisdom, and subscribe. Leave your comment, and to show that you've made it this far, write resilient, so I'll know you are focused. Until next time, everyone, stay with the Creator.